Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Friday Coffee and Crafts. It's been an interesting week for sure. Played some of my favorite strategies this week. I love that outside play. I really love laddering and progressing my don't pass play. So I thought those two were fun to do this week. But I did promise that I was going to roll out, or at least talk about Weyland's strategy today. And it turns out that Vince put out one yesterday that was the ultimate uptown-downtown thing. And I thought they're similar enough to talk about because they both have a little bit of a ladder to them, but they're different enough in theory that they're a good compare and contrast. So I thought we'd do that today. I see that Vince is here in the morning right away. Good morning, Vince. And I owe you an apology. I wrote you an email too, but I should let everybody know this. You were saying in chat yesterday that you're offering suggestions and I'm ignoring you. I don't ignore you. Two things happened yesterday. One is, chat, there's a billion chats, right? And I can't see them from my table. So if you're chatting while I'm playing, I normally don't see them at all, unless you put the PC in front of it and I can filter them. But yours specifically, I went through the whole chat stream. And I never saw whatever you were suggesting. So I missed it completely. I'm not sure what happened to it. I never ignore anybody in chat. And sometimes I overdo it by reading the chats. So didn't mean to offend you if I did that. That's not my intention, of course. If I see it, I'll try and respond to it when I can. But I think Mike from On Point pointed this out too. When I'm on a, I do need a moderator bad. When I'm on a strategy, I typically will play that thing out the way I plan to and not take adjustments during these morning shows because I'm trying to teach a thing. In the evenings, when I do go on live at night, sometimes to do a random practice or just a thought experiment, that's the time where I'm let's chat it out and figure out where I'm making mistakes. These morning ones, it's tougher because I'm usually on a task, and that's where it happens. So anyway, let's do this today. I'm going to go ahead and make a couple of quick announcements, and then we'll jump to the table. There's a lot to go into today, and I may not even get it all done. We'll see. This may take me into next week. But let's find out. So our announcements are the same for the most part, right? I'm going to keep harping on DiceCon. If you have the wherewithal to get to Vegas in June, do it. Love to see you out there for sure. Again, Jeremy's got this really fun plan set up for us. It's really cool. There's a lot of good sightseeing planned, a lot of good sessions planned. I said we're going to do a live coffee and crafts from the Golden Nugget. I think of the Golden Nugget with somebody from Golden Touch. That's going to be actually really interesting, I think. So I'm looking forward to doing that with an audience. It'll be kind of neat to do that show, and of course, hanging out with Jeremy. Right? When else get to hang out with Color Up? Right? We're going to be at Casino Quest a couple of days. I might even get to deal at Casino Quest. It'll be fun. They can all make fun of me dealing. So that's gonna be really cool. I can't wait for it. The milestone watch I've got on here too. We should check off a couple of people, right? Chef Dice hit 1,000 this week. Weyland hit 1,000 this week. Greg hit 1,000 yesterday. So congratulations to all of you guys, especially Greg. Greg and I had a nice conversation over the phone. Greg's just the salt of the earth, best dude. I mean, I love Greg. We've gotten to grow and to be really good friends. And it's funny, we've met in person one time for an hour, right? But I said it yesterday, this community that we've built is so strong that I guarantee that if I met any of you in person, it would be just like this, right? It's just, we're pretty close. So very cool to see everybody hitting that mark. It's really, really, really cool to see that. On Point Crafts is at $8.99, it looks like. George from CY is at $9.92. So if you aren't on George's channel, get on George's channel. George from CY does a live practice session every morning and every night. Literally throws the dice for an hour and a half, talks through his thought process, just practicing every day. He's a great guy. And he's just 8 subscribers away from his 1,000 mark. So I think Ed from Roll to Win hit 1,000 a couple weeks back. So everybody's getting there, right? We're all kind of marching up here as this kind of lower tier of subscriber accounts. It's fun to watch everybody get after it and do their thing. I think it's fantastic. So anyway, yeah, Mike, your wife took my opportunity yesterday to get Greg to 1,000. I was kind of bummed about that, but anyway, that's what's happening. There's a lot of people that are we're all doing it, and I think it's fantastic. Vince said it yesterday. We're all going live for the most part. A lot of good live streams out there that takes a lot of the ambiguity out of things. It adds a lot of mistakes, which is what it is. Sometimes it adds colorful language. It is what it is, and we're sorry about that, but that's what the nature of live is, the nature of live, right? So Vince, there's your from yesterday, the Vulcan handshake or whatever you're doing yesterday. that kind of thing happens live, right? You surprise yourself sometimes. That's great. I will put the channels in the notes. I always forget to do that, Dr. S. Thank you for reminding me of that. And there's a couple of newcomers coming out, right? There's a Midmo Yo is a new guy. Dice Degen is another new guy. They're both below 100 subscribers. We'll start talking about them more and more as they gain traction and we start to see what they're doing. We'll start lifting those folks up as well. So I think that's what's happening. Swerve, there probably is a second chat going on. And I'll say this kind of again, I've got this stream running on 2 channels, right? I run my stream on the Casino Gaming TV channel and on the Pro Craps channel. I'm trying to not run it on Pro Craps anymore. I'm trying to turn Pro Craps into only like curated videos where I'm teaching theory and the exact strategy play. This is going to be all the live stuff, and I'm trying to kind of split the stream there. So if you're not joining us from Casino Gaming TV channel, you're going to miss some of the chats as you're seeing it. So it's good to be all in one place. To that end, let's talk about Craps Chat, because the next announcement I have is Craps Chat, which is happening Sunday night, 9 Eastern, 6 Pacific, on Casino Gaming TV. So Jeff Mid-Atlantic Craps is going to host, along with Skill and Luck. They always say, we'll do a half hour. If anybody wants to stay longer, they will. It's been 2 hours every time because we can't get enough. So Jeff's going to do, with Skill, the Craps Chat on Sunday. He's done a video where he's put out his trip report from AC. It sounds like it was pretty good. Looking forward to talking to him in person and getting some questions answered about that trip. And yeah, we're going to start getting some interesting guests, it sounds like, coming to join. Jeff's got some ideas for show topics. Really want that show to turn into sports radio or politics radio. Not actually talking sports or politics, but like, where you call in, hey, long-time listener, first-time caller, hey, what do you think about blah, 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 and then get off the phone and we'll answer the question. And have a lot more of that going on. We do it with chat, but it'd be really fun to hear your voices. And I know that Jeff and Dylan are really hoping that thing takes off in that direction. That's their vision for it. It's a fun show. That's like one of the things I look forward to the most, I think, in the craps world, is that every other week, that show is just so much fun to get a lot of people talking at the same time. It's pretty badass. What a great idea. So anyway, that is that. Midmo Yo, of course, you're welcome for the shout out. Keep up the good work, right? I said this a long time. I know that you're doing the same thing. When I started my channel, I did it for lots of reasons. I didn't do it for the $76 a week or a month that I'm getting from YouTube, right? You're not about the money. You do this because you like the game, and I'm a teacher. I like to teach. So I do this because it's an accountability thing, right? If we're talking about it, if I'm showing strategies, it keeps me on point myself. It keeps my brain working, number 2. And it's an accountability factor where we're all kind of, if I share it, then I'm living it too, kind of thing. And I think that's your mission too. So I think it's really cool that you're doing it that way, and keep it up. We're going to keep on you. CRC has a new channel, Vince says. I'm not sure who CRC is. Maybe I'll look for them afterwards. Or Vince, maybe send me a link so I can see who that is. Somebody new. A lot of people starting channels up. I think it's absolutely fantastic. Yeah, Buckeye Slim, so I can probably stop on Pro Craps. Pro Craps is having still 15, 16 people on it every day. So I'm trying to like get everybody over here, get off that channel, and move over here, and I'll start getting off that thing for sure. So let's see. There is this. Yes, Mid Atlantic Crap says this too. So if you go to the Discord and you all you have to do is go to casinogaming.tv. That's the website. It'll take you right to the Discord invite link. You can join the Discord. There's a section in there for Craps Chat, and you can actually talk with us about the topics and give Jeff some ideas. But you can pre-post questions in there that Jeff can post to the panel. So there's a way to kind of get ahead of the show there. I think that's actually pretty cool. So there is that. Yeah, right, Mike. I'm sorry. That's funny. Cool. All right, let's see. Let's talk about some strategies today. I want to get into this real quick because we have, some time. Again, we're going to talk about 2 laddering systems. And Weyland, everything is a ladder on Weyland's side for the most part. He plays them all a little bit differently, which I find interesting. And this is a fun one. This UIS, or the ultimate inside strategy, he calls it. And Weyland, you're here. So if I screw this up, you can drop me a note in chat. Now, chat's about 25 seconds behind me talking. So if I get it wrong and you chat me right away, just be ready to chat if I screw this up. But here's the way that this thing works. You start out with a 1 unit bet on each of the 5, 6, 8, and 9. It's an inside play. We're gonna start out with 110 inside. Okay, simple, easy math, 110 inside. If you lose, you go up a level. You're gonna bet another 110, you're gonna go to 220. If you lose that, you go out with 330. You lose that, 440, you get the idea. We're gonna go up by 110 essentially every single time we lose up a level. Anytime we win, whether we are going up a level in our loss chasing, or if we're at base level and we won one, you're gonna do a full press. You're gonna go up again 1 unit across the top. You're gonna always raise up by another 110 on your first one. So let's say that we lost 3 times. We're gonna go to another 110 on top. We're gonna take a hit, press it up, and then bring it all back down again. So it's gonna be 2 hits to glory, basically, right? After any loss or any level up, it's always 2 hits to glory. So you don't collect until you've pressed up and then collect every single time. So it's always a press up and a collect, whether you're at the base level or whether you're leveled up, you're looking to collect after a press every single time. It's very simple. In theory, it's very simple. That's the way that this thing works. Now, got to avoid the 7. I watched Weyland's 2 videos on this, and of course, Weyland never hits the 7 twice in a row, right? Something like me hits the 7 twice in a row. I do all the time. If anybody can break it, it's going to be me by hitting multiple 7s. But I haven't seen it yet on Weyland's channel where you've lost multiple times to come back. So I'm going to show you here. I'm going to force a loss to show you how that works in your rack. So I'm going to switch right to the table. I'm going to show it to you laid out. I'm going to play a few hands of it, and then we're going to come back and we're going to go to Vince's strategy, and you'll see a difference in approach to both of them. Okay, but there's one common thread that I think you're gonna see what they're both doing, which is interesting. Now, again, with the Weyland strategy, what I really want to do is show you the math, not the math so much, but how your rack can ebb and flow with this thing. Okay, I want you to, when you're playing a ladder, you have to know how the ladder works and what you can expect out of your rack and what you can expect back with your rack at each level and with what happens. So I'm gonna go ahead and run it out here. I'm gonna keep my chat running as I'm at the table. Oh geez, sorry, I logged out my computer. I'm gonna keep my chat running while I'm at the table. And honest to God, you guys, I'm gonna ignore all of you. I love you all to death like brothers and sisters, but I'm gonna ignore every one of you. I'm looking for chats from Weyland. So if Weyland sees me screw up and he chats in here, I'm gonna give that a priority and make sure I don't misspeak about how this strategy works. So I'm gonna go to the table, I'm gonna lay it out there for you, and we're gonna talk through it. So here we go, let me get the light turned on. And what I've got here in my bankroll right now is $1,000. I've actually got a $2,000 bankroll here that I'll play with. I'm gonna show this one just as a way of showing how the strategy kind of plays out in the math of it. So the way that this works, and we're gonna track our $1,000 in our bankroll to always see where we are, because I want you to see what's happening, all right? We're gonna come out with a 110 inside bet. You can hopefully see that well enough, okay? 5, 6, 8, 9 at the quarter level each, 110 inside. Now, we'll take the happy path first, okay? If these win, we're gonna get paid on any one of them $35. They all pay the same $35. You can see the win right there. We will have to add from our rack $75 to do this. You're basically power pressing, or you're doing a full press with only a partial payment. So we're gonna go from 110 to 220, like so. Now you're at 220 on the inside. So you're gonna press after a win instantly, okay? Once you press up, if you get a win on this level, that's gonna pay $70. And we're gonna come down to base. You're gonna bring back everything back to 110. There's your base. What comes back to your rack? It looks like this. We're gonna go back to our rack. I'm gonna set it back up the way that it was. We're gonna go back to, there's our 1,000. The 1,000 in the rack, right here. There is a $35 profit, and I'm still out there for 110, right? So in the nice happy path case, you get yourself back to base, a little bit of profit. That's a good win, okay? Let's take that away. Let's assume we lose, okay? Again, we're at 1,000. I'm sorry, that was a $70 win. I put too much money in the rack. We're at $1,000, okay? Now let's lose a couple times. Let's run through a couple of loss scenarios. Skill and Luck has asked me a question. Explain why it requires a full press. It doesn't require a full press, a regular ladder. The way the ladder works typically is you've got to bet, you got to press up your unit, okay? Now, the thing about this one, and what you're gonna see with Vince's in a minute, is Weyland and Vince both view the entirety of the bet right here as one unit. It's not each one, the whole thing is a unit. So you look at all four of these numbers as one giant bet for in this case, $110. So the whole thing gets leveled up and the whole thing gets leveled down as though it were one bet. That's the purpose here, okay? So let's take a loss. Let's say that and I'll put the losses back here. We're gonna lose $110. I'm just gonna leave it out here so you can see that we lost it. We're gonna come back out, actually 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 50. Okay, so we're gonna catch, sorry, that should be here. There's our rack with our money out. Now we're gonna come out and chase the loss. We're gonna go 2 units on each. We're gonna come up 1 level on each. We're gonna go to 220 on the inside. So here's chasing loss. Here's the De Lambert part. We go up a unit on a loss. Now, if this wins, again, we lost this up here. Our rack is a little bit light, which is gonna happen when you're chasing loss, okay? If this wins, we're at the 50, 50, 60, 60 level. Those will all pay $70. And again, the rules of the strategy are press yourself up by a unit, the entire thing. Again, this is all one unit. We go up, we have to drop $50 more out to do that, okay? We're gonna go 25, 25, 25, 25, and cap these off to 90. Now every bet is at 75, 90, 90, 75. So we've taken a loss, we got a win, and we pressed all the way up. Now, these will pay each 105. We're gonna drop greens and a nickel. We get paid 105 on a win and go all the way back down again. Back to base after a win. So after a loss, you press up. After that first hit, you parlay the whole thing. Or not parlay, you press the whole thing across as one unit and come back to your rack. How does our rack look right now? Let's get it reset. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 700. There's 800. I'm gonna get the whole thing back to square. I'm gonna try and get it back to $1,000 if I can. Okay, there's 50 over here. Sorry, there's 50. There's 900. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, $950. We'll say 955 plus your 110 that's out here. All right. So we're technically a little tiny bit ahead. Okay. You have your bankroll essentially set to take these $50 out. Now your bankroll's at 1,000 plus the 60 that's out here. So you're actually okay after that second hit. So as you're taking the ladder up and pressing after that hit and then pulling back down again, you're going to be okay. So every time we do this, we press up, we take the second hit and then go back to base. You end up being okay when all that's done, but you got to get those 2 hits in a row for it to work. All right. I think that Weyland does not. I'm going to ask him a question directly here in chat. I believe that when you lose, let's say that we lose. Let's say that this loses again. Let's bring it back. We lose. Let's come out for 220. I was trying to get this from his videos and I couldn't tell, but we're at 220. And let's say that, so we're 2 units out here. Let's say that we win. It wins our $70. We add 50 to it and we go to 330. If you lose here, if we lose at this level, you're technically at level 2 because you went out there with 220. Even though you pressed up from your rack, you power pressed from your rack, he still considers you level 2. So the next bet would be 330. It wouldn't be based on what's out here currently. Okay, that's an important distinction because Vince's strategy powers you up based on what's on the field. Weyland does it based on what the original level was. So we're going to have to track levels on Waylon's. Vince is going to be easier because it just goes on what's out here on the table. So with that said, that is how Waylon's strategy essentially works. Okay, you're going to go up. In this one, this is not a normal ladder for him. He does things other ways in other strategy. But this one here, it's a simple up a unit after a win and a loss. And we ladder it that way. So here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 800, 900, and 50 in reds. And let's go ahead and play this out. This is the demo rack. This is the actual rack. Here is $2,000. We're going to play from this rack. This is $2,000 in this rack. I have 400, 5, 6, 7, 8, 950, $2,000. Okay. Did I add that wrong? I did. 400, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Dumbass. I need another $1,000. Okay. So there's 1,500 in reds. 1,400. God, why can't I count today? 5, 10, 1,000. Good Lord, John. 1, 2, 3, 4, 500. 1,000, 1,500. Wow. 500, 1,000, 1,500. There we go. 16, 17, 18, 1,900, and 52,000. All right, there we go. Boy, nice math. All right, we're gonna take $2,000 out. We're gonna be working all the time. Weyland always works. 110 inside to start it out. Puck will be off. We don't care about the puck at all because we're gonna be playing every roll no matter what. I'm gonna try and manage the puck as we go here. But again, the puck doesn't matter here. If you're playing along at home with my rolls, I'll keep track of the puck so you can kind of follow through with your own rolls. But here we go, coming out to a 7. So you can tell who's throwing the dice today. We have a 7 out of the gate. We're out 110. I'm gonna mark up our levels here. We're gonna be at level 2 right now. We're gonna come out with 220. There's 210, 220 out the gate. Here we go. An 8, 6, 2, 8. All right, that 8 is going to pay $70. We're going to add 50 to it to ladder it up one time. We're going to press on all of our wins. It's going to go to 90. That'll go to 90. So we're at 90, 90, 75, 75. These will pay 110 should they hit. Looking for an inside number here. And our point was 8, by the way. We roll an 11, which does not matter. No help. And a 7 out. So we get no hits there, no help at all. We're going to level 3 now. So here's a case where we took one hit, pressed it, and got whacked. That all comes back to the house. Now we're coming out for 330. 325, 330. It's going to look like 75, 90, 90. There we go. 330 out the door. Level 3, looking for a hit. Looking for a couple hits in a row if we can get them. There's a 549. 549. It's going to pay 105. I'm going to drop $105 out there. This time, to power press, it's easy. Just drop a nickel to get us in. So the insides, the 6 and 8 will go to 120. The 5 and 9 will go to 100. Now we're going to look for a $140 payment. It's going to be a 9 will be our point. Let's get it. 628. We got it. That's awesome. 628. That's going to pay 140. Coming back. I'll pay it in greens. $140 coming back, so 125, 140. And we bring everything down. We hit our press. The whole thing comes back to the rack. And I'm going to reset our rack as these things come in. and to keep track of our progress as we go. So there's another 100. This will be a little tedious as they go, but I want you to see how the rack changes on these wins. It's important to see how this thing responds to those wins. There's 4. And there's 4. The reds will come back over here. All right, where are we? Let me mark the blacks up for us. Okay, that's 500, 1,000. Yeah, 500, 1,000, 1,200, 13, 14, 15, 16, 1,750, plus what's out here. So 1775 or 1765, 1775, 1875. So we're down a little bit after that hit. But again, laddering up that high will do it to you. But here we go. Now we're back set again. 6, 4, 10. And here's where you want to, get some repeat action, right? This thing works better from base than it does from being pressed up. So 6, that'll pay $35. 25, 35. Again, we're going to go ahead and press it up. I need to get $75 out of my rack to match. One more hit here, and we collect, and then we'll go ahead and ladder ourselves back down. There's the 1, 2, 3 ace deuce that rolled, ace deuce. 3, 1, 4. Again, no help. Got to get them inside numbers here. 6, 2, 8. Beautiful. We got it. That pays $70. 50, 60, 70. And again, we're going to retreat back to base at this point. Back to our 110. Let's get our rack right. So again, 500, 1,000, 1,200, 13, 14, 15, 16, 1,775, 1,850 plus what's out here. So we're in profit. If you pull this back, we're in profit. Here we go. Let's get it again. Let's get another hit, press, and collect the second time. It was a 4, no help to us. Aces. Aces in both places, no help again. 6, 4, 10, again, no help. Hitting the outsides here a little bit. That's good for my other strategy. 5, 2, 7. Okay, so we're going to lose in here. We're going to come back with 220. There's 200, 10, 220. We're at level 2. There's a hard 10. New point is going to be 10. There's a yo 11. Remember, we need 2 hits to make this work. We're going to take a hit, press it up, take a hit, go back to base. There's a 5. There's our first one. So again, it's going to pay 70. There's 50, 60. Get some reds here. That's going to pay $70. We're going to drop 2 quarters so that we can go up a level on each bet. And we'll take $10 back to the bank with us. Now we need that second hit to come back to earth. There's midnight. There's the 7. So we did not get it. We did not get it. So we're going to have to start now at a higher level. Okay. We were at 220 last time. I'm out of lammers, so we're going to have to go here. We're at level 3. We got to go out at 330 now. 300, 25, 330 out of the gate here. That looks like 3 units across with $15 caps on your 6 and 8. 330. Looking for a new point. There's a 4. Our new point will be a 4. Need them 2 hits. 516. There's one of them. That pays 105. $105. Got to add a nickel so that we can do the press across. Okay, now we're at $100 on the 5 and 9. We're at 120 on the 6 and the 8. These will all pay 140. We got our second hit. We're at 140 and coming back to the house. There's the ace deuce. 1, 2, 3. Ace deuce. Oh, you know what? We didn't get our point, right? That was a 7. Now our point's 5. Sorry about that. Point's 5. 140 coming back. 125. 140 coming back to the house. And we can regress it back. Boom. There we go. And what I'll do here is I'm going to start paying myself in a little bit of the right color chips so we can keep track of things. There's a green. There's 100, 200, 300 in green. Drop them all, of course. All right, so there's that. Put the blacks back in the back. 1. There's 500, 1,000. Now 1,300, 14, 15, 1,650, 1,700, and a little bit out here plus our reds. So again, we're down about $100 following those hits. And again, Weyland will tell you this too. When you ladder, and get that second hit, you're not quite back to base. You got to get some hits in here. We're not getting the consistent hits in here that we need. Here we go. 5, 4, 9. Sweet. Pays $35. Drop 50. Get them all pressed up. Did I miss one? I did. I missed one. All right. They're all pressed up. Let's get a second hit in here. 325. Pays $70. This is where you want to be. You want to get hits in here at this level, not when you're pressed, not when you're chasing. Down in here, these will start showing some profit for us. This is great. This is going to be here. The reds are starting to pay off a little bit for us, which is nice. Love that. And again, I'll take these back as a black. We'll start getting our black stack checked out. We're almost back to 1,500 in black. Looking pretty sweet. That's the strategy. Okay, that's the rhythm of it. It's press as you go. It's always a press up, take the hit, go to base. If you lose, you ladder up. You take a win, you press it up again, go back to base. It's always this press up and run back to base. That's the idea. So that's that strategy. And again, the key takeaway here is this. We look at all these as one unit of play. They press up and they regress back to get down, right? They press up as a unit or as a group, and they press down as a group, okay? If you get a win, you press up, hit it again, come back down. You take a loss, you stack it up, you take a win off that loss, you stack it up again, and then you come back down. So you're gonna have to hit the repeaters in here to make this work. If you're throwing a lot of 7s like I normally do, that's a non-starter. That's gonna burn you big time. But we hit it pretty okay today. And again, just as kind of a, here's how it works kind of a thing, all right? Now, I'm gonna reset my rack. We're gonna talk about Vince's strategy because it's a slight difference in how it's played. Vince plays at a much lower bankroll level, so I'll need to use white chips when we get to there, but I'm gonna show you how it differs. Let's go back to my screen here. All right, let's look at Vince's strategy, the ultimate uptown, downtown. All right. Hopefully, Weyland, I didn't screw that up. I think I got everything paid right. Hopefully, I did you proud there and got it right. All right, so on Vince's strategy, the uptown, downtown, what Vince does, and here's the thing, the base bets, I've got 2 here, right? The 4, 5, 6 at 25, 25, and 30, and the 8, 9, 10 at 30, 25, and 25. Now, those are considered to be unique. The 4, 5, 6 and the 8, 9, 10 are 2 separate entities. Each one of them is seen as one bet. So with Weyland, the inside, we saw the inside as sorry, my glasses are glaring. We saw the inside as one bet. The 110 went up and down as a whole thing in 110 units. On Vince's strategy, the ultimate uptown, downtown, the downtown bets and the uptown bets are considered to be unique in amongst themselves. So the 4, 5, 6 are one bet. That's how that works. And you bet them at the high level. You take your hit and you chase right back down. You go right down from 25, 30, 80 bucks, all the way down to 32 on the first hit. So you're gonna be in profit immediately, which is good. And again, if only the 4, 5, or 6 hits, only that side goes down. The other side stays where it was until it gets a hit. So you work them kind of on opposing things. Now, every hit you get from that point forward, you increase by 16 bucks. In other words, you're gonna go up by 5 bucks on each bet. 1 unit, 1 unit, 1 unit, until you get back to the $25 level. You take a hit there, back down to base, back down to $10. You rinse and repeat. You're gonna go up to 30, down to 10, up to 30, down to 10. You're gonna kind of bounce the trampoline there as you go all the time. So what Vince is, one of his big rules that he has is, besides Uptown, Downtown being independent, it's that you regress on the first hit and you have a limit of how high you go. He never goes past that $25, $30 level on those bets, bounces back down again. And Vince, what he says is this, and I think it is, I wish you could talk to the Sin City guys by yourself, because they will tell you press to the ceiling is the only way to win any money. And you're saying press to a ceiling and then come back. Press to the ceiling and come back. And that you're gonna keep in rhythm making money over time. What you've done by doing that, Vince, is created a house edge for yourself, right? By not going forever and losing it all, you're playing the long game. You'll make 20, 30, 40 bucks an hour over the long time. That's how the casino beats you. The casino beats you by winning money from you a little bit at a time over 1,000 hours. What Vince is doing here is beating the casino a little bit at a time in a religious kind of fashion over the course of hours, which I think is very interesting. So that's really it. The difference in the ladder that Vince does is that when it's time to ladder up, when you've lost, he doesn't look at the base level at all. Vince doesn't care about the level you're at. He looks at what's on the table. And it's whatever you have out there right now, doubled. That's how we ladder up. It's whatever you currently have, doubled up. If you would have won, and we'll show you here in a minute. Let's say you would have went to $25 level, won at 1-1, and you're down to the $10 level. My normal way of thinking is I don't have to ladder here because I'm already in profit. Vince will ladder that second level up, and we'll keep going. So again, Vince, you're on point here. If I screw this up as I'm out here at the table, let me know if I get it wrong as I explain this, but I'm gonna put the chips out there. We're gonna run it a couple of times. And again, it's a good comparison to what Weyland does because you approach the pressing part of it differently. You're always on a regress and a slight increase, and that's it. So here we go. We're gonna run this out. I'm gonna go to the table again. Let's run this thing out. Get a cup of coffee over here. Drinking good coffee today, by the way. It's Friday, so we went out to coffee this morning. All right, so I've got, again, a $2,000, the same bankroll here. So it's gonna be, I don't need as many blacks. They're only blacks because I need the room in my rack. So there's gonna be 1,500 in black, okay? 100, 200, 300. We'll do 400. Sorry, 400, and we'll do 50 in greens, and we'll do 50 in reds. That should get us through this thing. We will need some whites at some point. We'll get the whites as we need them. And here we go. I don't need to track levels because this strategy works a little bit differently the way that it tracks it up. We're gonna start out, I'm gonna play both sides of it. So I've got 2,000 here because it's $1,000 per half, the way we look at this. So we're gonna go out with 25 level on each side, just like so. Always working. I'll work the puck just so you can see what the point is, but it doesn't matter in this case. We're gonna be working all the time. And the way that it works, again, any hit in here, doesn't matter which one hits. 5 hits, pays 35 bucks. We bring it all back and we go to 10, 10, and 12. Right, so we'll have to give them 32 bucks, I'll give them 35. They're gonna go like this, 10, 10, 12, and 3 change. So we get back our initial investment. There's our initial. Here's the change, and we're out here playing on free money. Now, if we lose on a 7 here, what Vince does is say, well, you've got 12, $32 out here. What you've got to do is come out with another 32 to replace that, plus another 32 to press it up. So you're going to say replace what's out here plus 1, whatever level you happen to be at the time. You're going to press it up by 1 from that level, and then again, retreat to base and then build back up again. So it's always going to be, in Vince's mind, whatever level you have currently in action, we double what we had out here. That's how it's going to work. It's going to be 2x, whatever's here each time we go. So that's the strategy. It's very simple. I'll keep talking about it as we play it out here, but I think we've got it wired. And again, if I've got it wrong, Vince will let me know in chat. I'm looking for Vince. He's saying no. What did I do wrong? He's saying no, no, no. What do I have incorrect, Vince? No harm, no foul. Tell me where it's at. Or are you saying no to me or no to somebody else? I'm going to give it a second here. The chat's behind live, so I got to give it a minute to come back. But before I start rolling this thing out, I want to make sure that I've got the progression there right. Okay, cool, Vince. Thank you. All right, here we go. Let's roll it out. And again, reminder, I wish I could do this a better way. I'll put this here, actually. This is my level. The level will be in the middle of the table. You guys can see that? Kinda? The level's here in the middle. And it's going to remind us that this is a bet and this is a bet. And we progress them up and down. They may go up and down at different rates as we play it out. Okay, here we go. Puck is off. We're coming out to a new point. Everything is working. Point's going to be an 8 over here. So on this side, the 8's going to get paid 35 bucks. We're going to bring all this down and ask for 32. So I'm going to give them 35 bucks. I'm going to get 3 change. We're going to get 10, 10, 10, and 12. Back to the rack we go. Now again, we started out with 80 bucks. There's the 80 bucks that we started with. So we're already in our rack for this side of the table. We're clean with our first little tiny bit of potential profit over here. Now we're not really in profit until this comes back to the rack, but here we go. That's hit 1 on that side. There's a hard 10 the hard way. That's going to pay 18 bucks, which is nice because our press is $16. We're going to actually take 2 bucks back and press each of these by 1 unit. Makes the math nice and easy. This side is pressed up a little bit. That's great. We need a hit on the low side. Let's get those downtown players to hit. There's a 6, 4, 10. It's going to pay 27 bucks. I'm going to pay it. I'll pay it with green. 27. And again, we're going to press it up by 16. So we'll take 1 and 3 reds. We'll take this back to our rack. Press them each up. Now they're all at the 20 or 24 level. One more hit up on this side. We'll be at the max pressed amount. We can roll back down again. Heart 6, 3, 3, heart 6. So this side now gets to play a little bit. Again, 25. $35 win. We're going to go up by 30. We're going to take all this back. We're going to go up by 32 bucks. So we're going to get $3 and change. 10, 20, 30. 2. So both sides have paid for themselves. So our rack, if you look at the rack, this is where we started. 500, 1500, 16, 17, 18, 19, 50. And if we were to put some of this over here, you'd have your $2,000 starting plus profit, plus this is all profit. So if I were to take this actually this quarter and put it over here, this is actual profit in the rack. This is our starting bankroll. Everything out on the table is profit at this point. So far it's grinding like it's supposed to. We keep getting hits, we'll press them up. If we lose, you'll see what happens if we get a 7 here soon. You'll see how this plays out. There's a 1, 2, 3. Ace deuce, no help. There's our 7. Okay, so the way the 7 works is gonna be this. On this side, we've got 32 bucks, which we're gonna lose. We're going to go out by double that, 64. So I'll do this side first. Turn the puck off. We're going to go out by 50, 60, $4. So we're going to go out by the unit that we had plus a level up, plus one level up. I'll get some reds. These should all be 4 units tall. Okay, on this side, they were all at 20, 20, 20, 24. So that's 20, 40, 64. I need 128 to fix this. Here's the ladder. Come out at 128. So we'll do 100, 25, 128. Okay? So they're going to all go up to, let's see, 50. All right. And there you go. So we're at 25, 30, 45, 25, 35, 45, 48. There's our units. So we have doubled up everything. These were at 20. They are now at 40. This was at 24. This is now at 48. So we've doubled everything up on both sides of this stick here on that 7. That's the ladder for him. Check my cap. Am my cap wrong? Right? 48, right? That's right. Is 48 incorrect? Here we go. Coming out to a 4, sweet and sassy 4. All right, we'll assume we're buying it. I'm not dealing with VIGs. That'll pay. 20 pays 40 over here. And we're back down to the base level. Boom, 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 boom. Down to base. This side here can go back to playing normal time. I'll get a quarter for that. And we'll start rebuilding the shack over here. All right. There's that. That side's good. This side needs a hit. Our point is 4. Off we go. 4 repeater. Cool. Puck will be off. That'll pay $18. And again, we're going to go up by 16. Just press them all. Boom, boom, boom. Coming out to a new point. 7 out. We lose it all. So on this side, now we're at level 3 over here. Vince is saying just say return the bets and I can add another one. That's totally fine to do that. Return the bets. But what I got out here is 15, 30, 45, and 3 is $48 out there. So I've got to throw them 48 times 2, which I think is $96. So I'm going to give them, if I give them 100 and get back $4 change, they'll set me up out here with a double-sized bet. So that'll be another 96 or another 3 units on each. So 1, 2, 3 units to each one. We'll get them all pressed up here. I'll get that cleaned up here in a second. So these are going to go to 30. A lot of work being a dealer. Good news for you there. This is going to be at 30. That's a 5. Okay, 36 in the middle, 30 on the ends. Over here, we have a problem. I've got 40 on each. So these are going to go to $80. So it's going to be 40. That's too many. There was my mistake. So 40, 80, 128. So I need 256 out here. So 255, 256. And each of those will end up going up now by 40 each. So again, we're going to take another 25, 40 to go here. That's going to bring the 10 and the 9 to $80, okay? This is going to go to 96. Another $48, so 50. There we go. All right. Now we're set. Everything's been doubled up after that loss. Let's hope we don't get another loss here because I don't want to do any more math. I can't handle it. There's a 9. All right, so a $80 9. 75 pays 105. 5 pays 7. Sounds like 112 to me. So $112 coming back over here on that 9. This can all go back to the ranch. Take that hit. We're back down to base. Just like that. So that one side has corrected itself off that 7. I would not want to be a dealer for this one. Okay, the rack is back on that side. We'll do a quick rack count here in a minute. Let's get, actually we can do it now. This side here just needs one hit. Next 7 out, we'll do a rack check and see where we got to if my math is good. 5, 4, 9. It's going to pay 14. Actually, we'll do 15 for 1. Now we'll do, 15 for 1. And we'll add $1 to press them each up by 1 unit. One, two, three, ace deuce. 6, 3, 9. Okay, so the 18 or the 15 here pays 21. We're going to take the nickel back to the rack and we're going to press them all up by 1 unit. There's a 1, 2, 3 again. The ace deuce. I guess I didn't zoom into the camera so you can't see the landing zone. Just trust me on the rolls here. There's a 5, 1, 6. 5, 1, 6. So at $30, that pays 35, which is great. This all can come back. We're going to come back to $32 going back out the door. We'll take, actually, I'll take the nickel and drop $2 to go to 32. 10, 10, 10. Okay, we're straight. The rack is good. The bets are solid. Here we go. Let's avoid big red for a minute. There's the 1, 2, 3 ace deuce again. 6, 2, 8. Sweet. This side's getting some work in. That's a $24 win. So it pays 27. I'll rack this up. And we're going to go again with $16. We're going to press them up to their base awesome levels. They go back to where they started now at 25, 25, and 30. So this side has worked itself all the way back from base level to where we started. Now the next hit, back to base. This side here is on the march. 5, 3, 8, $35. So here's what's going to happen. $35 over here. And because we're at this level, we're going to go back down. We're going to rack those up. We're going to give them $32. And regress it back down again. So this is a nice system because you ceiling yourself at that $35 level and go right back down again. Again, on this side. This side worked independently from this side. All right, there's my 2 dice. There's a 6, 5, yo, does nothing. 6, 4, 10. 6, 4, 10. Thank you, Vince. It's weird. This thing here in the middle is like really screwing me up. This thing here is like, it's messing up my vision. 6, 4, 10, that's going to pay the $18. We'll do 20 for 2. We're going to rack a nickel, drop $1, and start working our way northward. There we go. I'm going to actually take these out and get a quarter. Just because my rack is getting a little bit skinny up there. And we're kind of out of let's see. I'm gonna do a quick sync up in here because I'm getting out of room. So we have, let's see, 15, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. There's our $2,000. This over here, everything over here is profit. There's our $2,000 starting money. This back here is profit. So we've got 25, 75, $78 in profit plus what's on the field here. So this is working, right? We've got our bankroll set plus profit back here. I'm out of Lammers actually, so separating them for visual will be kind of hard. We'll play to the next 7 and we'll call it. 5 or 6 to 8. $18 over there is going to pay 21. And again, we're going to keep 16 out here. We're going to rack the 1 nickel. We're going to press it all up. Boom, boom, boom. Working our way up to that $35 level. 538. Again, this is a great roll. 538. That's going to pay 27. Let's put that all in the rack. Let's drop 16 out here and press that side up again. Fumble fingers, got it. Now we're back already at the $25 level. So we're going to take all this back here and get them right. That goes back into there. I'm sorry, that goes back here. My bad. And there we go. This side has pressed itself up to 30 and back down the ladder twice in one hand. How cool is that? How cool is that? That is really, really great. Vince, you are hysterical. Used level, helping my SRR. This is the best. Look at that, another 8. Is that like 7 8s on this hand? My God. But it's just great. This is how it should be, right? 25, 35. And again, we'll go back. So we'll take all this back. We'll leave $32 out there. And this comes back to the rack. And the nice thing about it is that because we're working in the front of our rack completely now, this is all, everything comes off the table now is profit. So now we're at 125, we're about 175 in profit. Looking pretty good. 6, 4, 10. 10 on the end. Over here. We'll pay $18. I need the whites. $18 for that. Again, we'll keep 2. Press, press, press. Now I know what's going to be being said. I haven't looked at chat except I'm looking for Vince's icon in chat. Frankly, that's all I care about. But with the number of 8s that I rolled here, there are going to be people saying I'd have been at $1,000 by now, which is probably true. Right? Weyland, 1/6 cross would have made a fortune, right? If you're doing the normal, quote unquote, normal press, 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 and do your thing, yeah, on this particular roll, you would have made some serious bank for sure. There's our point, by the way. So that'll pay $18. $18. We're off. The puck will be, I didn't turn on, but the puck's off. That was our point. Let's bring it all down. And yeah, if you were pressing like the normal conventional wisdom says you ought to press, you'd have made a fortune on that hand. However, you're taking the risk of, that 7 crushing you like it normally does when I roll, right? You got to be aware of that's the thing. So here's our original bankroll. Everything from the front was profit. Again, the benefit of Lammers and separation like this is exactly what I'm doing here, right? So let's make sure we got it. 1,500, 18. Actually, there's 1,000, 1,300, 14, 15. 1,600, 1,700, 1,800, $2,000, which means everything in the front as I manage my rack is going to be profit. Let's go ahead and color all the things. That's going to be $10 in whites. The reds are going to look like 2, 3, 4. There's 150. There's 150. And in greens, you got 175 in green. So yeah, 275, 280 in profit on that deal between both players. Again, if this is a 2-person job, right? For $2,000, you're at a little over 10%. You're like 1.7% or something like that, or 10.5%, whatever that is. Not bad, right? That's pretty good as far as a win goal. Now let's think about this. I'm going to go back to the screen, and let's talk about Vince's strategy here. So I'm looking at some of the chats here as we go. We did really good today. I did great today. Let's just call a spade a spade. I rolled like a freaking champ today. Did awesome, right? It's all because of me that this happened. Totally different approaches there, right? And Vince, I'm going to put your comment up here in a minute because it's the perfect comment to make, okay? They both worked well because the roles played along, but they also both showed how they work, right? In the Weyland strategy, it's riskier because you have to put so much more money out there, but we started at a higher level, right? So you're at 110, of course your presses are going to put you at 220 and 330, but you're at that level by choice. So don't knock the strategy because of how much money it was. We went up like 2 or 3 times and came back, and we hit our parlay and came back down again. It's beautiful. It worked out good. We showed a profit, and it worked out well. Vince says this, right? 280 for 25 minutes of work, boom. And I said this earlier, right? The casinos make money on your ass because they make money over time. They're making a buck. They're making the house edge 2%. 1.5%, 4.2% on your bets over the course of thousands of hours. They're making $4 from you every hour. Vince's strategy here just made 280 in 25 minutes. Now, that 25 minutes simulated 2 hours of play because I probably rolled 40 times. So it's a little bit longer, right? But really $100 an hour, if you can make $100 an hour reliably like that, you're playing the casino, you're playing the long game. Right? And you're going to ignore the fact that I rolled 7 8s in that roll, right? Because yeah, rolling 7 8s, you should have been at table max and bringing home a green chip or a yellow chip. Great. The one time that I did that. The other 9 times that I don't do that, Vince's strategy will work. $12 at a time, $12 at a time, $12 at a time, $30, and then you're going to get it out there. That's a making money per hour kind of strategy that Vince has devised, and it's relatively safe. You're going to hit your 7s for sure. But the way that we're pressing and pulling and pressing and pulling every single time, it's pretty genius in terms of that. Weyland's strategy is genius in its own right because that parlay and regress back down again, it feels like, holy crap, that's a lot of money out there, but it's an immediate regression. They both rely on regression to get you back to base quick. They both rely on seeing all the bets as one giant unit. All the bets combined are one bet, up together, down together. They both are genius in that on that same thought point. I do like the fact that Vince has that cap on the press and you come right back down again. That's what locked up the profit. If we didn't have that ceiling and come back down, if we just were going 1 unit every time, we wouldn't have made the money that we did. But by consistently pulling down all of our bets, every time you hit base, your $35 level and pull back down, you're bringing back $80 every time you do that. Good work, man. I think that's really, really cool. And like I said, to me, it's fun to break these kind of, I'm sorry, I can't see, I need the glare. To me, it's fun to see how these things kind of work. That one working independently was super, super cool. So I hope that made good sense as I drew that out. Vince and Weyland have great strategies. I really wanted to not so much roll them out as to break down how they work. And I hope that I broke down how they work well enough for a Friday morning. That's a lot of thinking first thing in the morning. So there we go. Yeah, that's both of those things, by the way, are tough on the dealers, right? You're going to have to, do a lot of work, learn your words, like Vince said. Repeat the bet and throw them the extra money. Make sure they know what you want. That's going to be some work for them. That's a definite strategy. Both of those where you got to tip heavy when you're doing these inside ladders and stuff, and the dealers are working their asses off. Remember, it's service business. They're giving you good service, throw them their money because they're working for you. And that's a good thing. So, boy, I think we're good. Anything else you all want to talk about? Let me just check my calendar. I mean, this is kind of like on the fly here, but let me just check my day. I got nothing going on. So we can sit here and chat if you want to for a while ahead of Craps Chat on Sunday. But yeah, that was what I wanted to show. I'm glad we got them both in today and got them broke down. So that was super fun. Duracell, how you doing, buddy? Good to see you again. Yeah, boy, Rocky, I see your note here about the stick man with the HES crew. They make you work. They make you work. But I said this to you before, right? And I know, Greg, I know you might disagree with some of this stuff, but I grew up, I grew up in Jersey, right? I worked on the service as a waiter. I worked as a busboy. I worked at a clam bar on a dock for years. I know what it's like to be a service industry person. And when you work in the service industry, it's minimum wage. You're working your ass off for tips. You're just doing your thing. To me, dealers are service people. And if they're doing good service and they're working with you, then I have no problem tipping for that service, especially if it's good service and they're fun and they make my night, So it's good. I think that's definitely a thing that I feel like we do. Yeah, make sure you talk to the creators. Who are the creators? Who did I miss shouting out? Did I miss? Skill, remind me if I missed somebody. I'm sorry if I did. I'll let you respond. If I missed saying hi or shouting somebody out, then I apologize for that. I try to get it all out there, but well, it depends, Midmo for which strategy you're playing with. For the Weyland strategy, when you're going out, there's this. Oh, okay, yeah. For Buckeye Slim. Okay, let's make sure we call it. Then I'll go back to Midmo's question. So yeah, Buckeye. If that's yours, then kudos, dude. And the Stern 3.0, I will get to, Dr. S, for sure. I've got your email. I told you I got your email. It's bookmarked. I will do that next week at some point. I tried that, by the way, and now again, don't get me on me for this, but I broke the Stern 3.0, and I broke it in the field. I always try things out first in the field because it's a quick resolution. I went right to zero with that one. I had a 17 rolls without a field in a row and blew the whole strategy up. That's not normal. All right, so we got Skill, Slim, and Vince for the Uptown Downtown thing, and Weyland for the UIS. Yeah, Weyland, we knew we called out because it was his. Vince showed the Uptown Downtown yesterday, so that's where I got it from. I didn't realize that was a Skill and Luck and Buckeye Slim thing to start with. I didn't know that, so there we go. So that's the you guys deserve the kudos then if that worked out well. That's pretty awesome. So going back to Midmo-Yo's question about the bankroll size, there's a lot of, I don't want to say debate on bankroll. These strategies are hard to calculate because it's not a per shooter level. I'll give you an example. When I play a strategy like I played yesterday, like my 4 and 10 outside, where I know it's going to be $40. It's 10, 10, 10 and 10 on the hard ways. It's $40 per shooter at most. I can budget for that to happen 10 times. I can say $400 should get me through it. If I don't chase my loss, if I don't daily bear the losses, if I'm just going to go out the same thing, it's my basic bet times 10. Ken says basic bet times 20. So $800 to play the 410 outside thing. On a rolling strategy like this, what you've got to do is calculate out what the worst case scenario is. So if you're daily bearing and you're going to chase a loss, and a 1 unit in our case was $100. We'll round down. So it's $100. It was 110. Let's say it's $100, and you lose it. The next bet is 200, so you're down 300. The next bet is 300. Now you're down 500. The next bet is 4. Now you're down 900. The next time out is 500. Now you're down 1,400. So at level 5, you need $1,400 to recover from level 5. You got to plan for, I think, 10 levels. And there's an exponential increase there as you go through. Count out what the worst case is 10 times. So it's 10 times the worst case scenario for whatever strategy you're playing. If you're laddering up, that gets big as the bigger you get. That's why Weyland buys in on his table for $4,000 or $5,000 because it's 10 times the worst case. Hopefully you don't see 10 bad results in a row. When Greg plays his 5-5-5 don't pass, it's $25 on the don't and a $30 odds. That's easy because it's 25 plus 30. It's $55 for 10 shooters. It's $550. You know what you're buying in for. He'll buy in for $1,000 to give some buffer room, but really it's 10. 10 times your base is the way that I typically do it. Jacob at Wager Me This says his baseline is 100 times the table minimum. So $5 table minimum, $500 is your buy-in. So $25 table minimum, $2,500 buy-in. That's his way of doing it is 100 times table minimum. You got to know what you're going to play ahead of time and make your bet based on that. Bankroll is key. Jacob said this a long time, right? Your strategy builds your bankroll. Your bankroll, it makes you win. you need bankroll to win. You got to be able to sustain some loss in there and have time. Your strategy will recover you. The bankroll is going to sustain you. That's an interesting thing. So PSO, the Stern 2.0, it's just a different order. Let me pull my email up and I'll tell you what it is. I can't write back in there, but let me read you the numbers and you can write this down as I say it out loud. So give me a second here to pull this up. Whoa, there's all sorts of texts. Let me find that under Pro Craps. Sorry, you all get to watch me do my mail. The Stern, where is my mail on the Stern? Why can't I find it? Hold on a second. All mailboxes. Hold on. Gmail. Give me a second here. I'll pull it up. There's Bob's and where is that mail? Hold on. You found, yeah, the 2.0 is out there everywhere. The 3.0's got a little bit of a different rhythm to it. Procrap, where is that mail? Now I can't find it. Hold on. Let's see. Why is my email so jacked up? I cannot find it. Damn it. Can you put that back in chat for me? Dr. S, would you put the Stern back out there for me in the chat for everybody to see? I'm looking for the email that you sent me. But I don't see it. I don't know why my email is missing a bunch of stuff, it looks like here. So let's see, spreadsheet attached. Ugh. Anyway, ProCraps section. I don't know why I'm not. Oh, here it is. Here it is. Here's the numbers. You ready, Troy? The numbers for the Stern at this level, it's 25, and again, $25 levels. 25, 25, 25, first three numbers. Then it goes to 35, then 45, then 60, then 80, then 110, 145, 195, 260, 345, 460, 615, and 825. That's the numbers. I'll actually put that down here in the chat, in the comments, not comments, in the description for the video, so you have it. But that's the Stern 3, just a different series of numbers. And again, I've done that before in the field. The field got destroyed with this thing. So there it is. That's definitely it's interesting for sure. Waylon's Way Crap says this: I've never seen the Daylon Bear ladder with multiple bets as one entity for 30 years. I've never seen it that way either, frankly. But the thing is, Weyland, when we teach the Daylon Bear, right? When we teach it this way, we always show it at a roulette table or at Baccarat, right? It's famous on the 50-50 bet, right? I do it in the pass line. And the fact that you're doing it on multiple bets, and Vince jumped on that too, I think it's pretty cool. It changes the game a little bit in terms of how we look at the Daylon Bear across multiple bets. It's actually really interesting. So I was, like I said, when I'm watching that go and I'm watching the way that Vince did it yesterday, it just got me, that's the most important point to make, is that you do see him as one bet. And fives, you're right. It's not a lot of people can afford that. And I said this the other day, and I'll repeat this. And I know that we all, there's that, who's that guy that got shut down? Chris Mitchell, whatever, kind of a doofus. But one point he makes that's really true is that bankroll is king. If you have a big bankroll, you can rule the world. He does, $1,000 buy-in at a $1 online roulette. So with $1,000 at a minimum $1 table, you have enormous bankroll. You can martingale, you can do any kind of laddering you want because you can sustain all the loss. You can wait out the good stuff. At a $25 table in craps, like Greg said yesterday, hell no. I don't make enough money in a year to go to a $25 table and potentially have a 160 across ladder goes south on me, right? That's going to be a month's pay. Most people can't do that unless you're at a tiny level. At a 5-hour table with $1,000, you can last a little bit, right? At those higher table levels, the casinos are making it so you can't do it. So that's pretty tough. Yeah, you're right. Most people don't walk up with 5K. I don't. I certainly don't. So yeah, and Vince, you're right to call this out. Credits to Weyland for introducing the Dalen Bear to craps with multiple box numbers. We've talked Dalen Bear before, but never with multiple numbers. And Waylon's made the Dalen Bear cool again, right? That's the thing. We've all been like, oh God, these ladders. You've made it fun, and you've made it cool, and it's fun to watch your channel go through it. Just everybody be careful about the bankroll. Know the bankroll requirements. And again, calculate out like I did. What happens if I lose 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 10 times? What number of chips do I need to sustain 10 losses? That's your buy-in. If you can afford that buy-in and you can afford to lose that amount, that's what you need. Otherwise, you stay away. That's kind of the thing. Let's see. All right, Buckeye, are you putting out, do you have a channel? Are you going to be doing stuff? I'm just curious. I go to your link here. I don't see one, but are you planning to come out with a channel at some point? Be interesting. Geez, seriously, Weyland, you saw 6 guys with 150K a piece? Good Lord. I definitely want to go and watch some high roller craps. It's pretty fun. That's pretty fun to watch. Anyway, I don't do that. Buckeye channel next week sometime. Oh, dude, I can't believe you're going to do your own channel. This is great. This is like, it's almost like the anticipation. Like I'm going to be, getting my coffee and watching you go. Like when Weyland went live for the first time, not live, but when he put his channel out, we're like, hey, Weyland, you gonna do a channel? And he's like, finally, Weyland's got his channel and he exploded. I think you are doing the same thing, right? You're always active in our channels, giving us great strategies to play and think about. When you come out with your stuff, it's gonna be like, oh, finally, Buckeye's got his own voice now. We get to see him in a channel. Going to be super cool. I can't wait to see that out there. So that's going to be great. And again, Midmo, you're brand new here, right? Everybody online, we have what, 46 people online? Every one of you, go to Midmo Yo's channel. Get subscribed right now. I think he's got 3 or 4 videos out, just getting rolling here, right? Let's start, commenting and liking the videos and getting YouTube the opportunity to see him and get the videos out. So let's roll that out. Cool. All right, I do have to get to work. It's 9:30. So love y'all. Thanks for a great week of commentary and a lot of action out here, right? A lot of talking, a lot of good stuff. A lot of emails came my way this week. A lot of love, a lot of hate on the outside strategy. A lot of love, a lot of hate on the O-line strategy. I like them both. I'm going to do a better video on them to explain them. I had fun rolling those things out. So I think we're gonna have a good next week here. Yeah, lots of fun stuff happening. So cool. Have a great Friday. Have a great weekend. I will for sure see you all on Sunday here, Casino Gaming TV for Craps Chat at 9 Eastern, 6 Pacific with Jeff and Skill and Luck running the show. Join the Discord. Give us some ideas to talk through, and let's do it. I'll see you on Sunday. All have a great rest of your day and first part of your weekend. Bye all. God bless.